A leading woman for me is someone who is comfortable with herself, who is authentic, someone who raises the bar and is not afraid to do so. She is able to lead, meaning carry other people with her in this journey of life, and at the same time be inspiring to those around her. You can't force other people to follow you. It's something that people give freely when they respect you, when they believe also in what you believe in, and when they want to champion the same cause that you do.
Carmen Jimenez-Ong, hi and welcome to Leading Women.
Thank you very much, Angel. Thank you for having me here.
It's nice to be here at Menarco Tower. It's so bright, so airy. This is a new thing for me. You know, it's very fresh.
Yes.
Please tell us about Menarco Tower and how it looks like this.
Menarco Tower is Southeast Asia's healthiest building. It is the only one that is both WELL Gold and LEED Gold certified. We have taken great measures to make sure that this building is not only good for the person, but good also for the planet. So it is a very sustainable building, something that we have very mindfully created for the people that come here and visit like you, and for our tenants that are here every day.
So it's the healthiest building in the Philippines. When you think of healthy, you think of mind, body, and spirit. You think of the physical body. But in relation to a building, I've never heard.
Yeah. The WELL certification kasi deals with all of that. We looked at our air quality. We also have measured the cleanliness of our water. The fact that natural sunlight comes in without the heat is also something that is very important. There are things like biophilia, so the presence of plants, the presence of nature around you is also something that's considered. Art as well is also considered. Facilities that help you exercise or become fit have also been put in. There are many, many facets to it, but very simple that we were able to achieve it here.
Was this the goal when you started the development? Were these features your main goal when you put up the development?
The main goal? Well, initially, my main goal was just to be able to build a building because this is not my area of expertise. I'm not an engineer, not an architect. Construction was not in my horizon at that time, but I love property, and my father had challenged me to build a building because I had built a home, built out his office. He thought, oh, kaya mo yung building. So Angel, in the beginning, it was really just to churn out a building. But as I got into the process and learned more from the people around me, the experts around me, I started thinking of it more and more as a stewardship. That when you build a building, you have it for the next 50, 60 years, right? It's like our body, something that we have to take care of. And so it was very important to me that we created and built a space that centered around the people that were going to be here. So profit, while important, was not my God. In the end, it was really more and more about being able to give back to the people that will be here, being able to create spaces that uplift the human being, where people who, let's say, work here can just focus on doing their best work. There's so much going on in life, diba? Even just to get to this building, people commute 3 hours, sometimes 2 hours a day. And I really want to make sure that when they come here, they're able to focus, they're able to feel supported, and they're able to really do their best work, because when they do their best work, their company flourishes. It's really something that's meant to uplift the lives of the people that are here. The more you stay here, the healthier you become.
I feel, I've been here for a while, maybe an hour plus.
Okay.
And the air is so clean.
Yes.
You feel, again, healthy and clean.
Yes. I realized that we needed to take care of the people inside. So that goal was something that we wanted to reach very, very early on. We already had piped-in music. We already had sunlight without the heat through the unitized curtain wall system. We already had like a vertical museum that we had planned, but The certification that we registered for was a very new certification that came up. But since we were already doing the elements of it, we thought, hey, maybe we have a chance to earn it. Maybe we have a chance to be able to get it. It was truly a long shot because our starting conditions in the Philippines are not ideal. In this place, it is. So in this place, we can make a difference. As a champion of wellness and as someone who really wants to give back, we're very committed to being a name that you can trust. It's a boutique company, a boutique development company, where I think we would like to say that we look at things that are seen and unseen. We talked about longevity of this building, longevity of our bodies.
Yes.
Then for me, it's really important that we spend on what is necessary. And interestingly enough, what is necessary is what is not seen. If I could leave a legacy, it would be this.
When we come back, Carmen talks about building her company from the ground up. That's next on Leading Women. Menarco Development Corporation founder and CEO Carmen Jimenez-Ong's journey to becoming a real estate developer may have been unconventional, but she has made the most out of the opportunity. So, Carmen, we're here at another floor of the Menarco Tower. Earlier, you mentioned that Menarco has received two very prestigious awards. The LEED Gold, am I correct? And
yes.
the
Well Gold, yes.
Well Gold.
Yes.
Please tell us the importance of these awards for you.
The award or the certification is just a byproduct of our vision to create spaces that uplift the human being and that really contribute to the planet, that are assets to the Philippines. Well Gold for me is the most coveted because it has not been achieved yet in Southeast Asia. We are so proud to be able to have that plaque finally here in Menarco Tower. What I love about it, which I don't think most will like, is the fact that we have to keep maintaining this certification. So unlike, let's say, LEED Gold, once you get it, it is yours. Well, you can lose it. And they come back to retest the quality of our water, the quality of our air. That's what I liked about it, Angel, because then it puts us on our toes. And I think that is a contribution that we can make in this country, being able to maintain the structures that we create. It really has to do with how well you age.
Is it an advantage that you're a woman and your attention to detail is impeccable? That, you know, all these things you take notice of, you make sure happens, and you make sure that everybody knows that these are the standards that you have to live by.
I think it is an advantage. It is an advantage and a disadvantage. I think the advantage is, as a woman, we typically know the softer side of things, intuitively are very nurturing or caring towards the people. So in terms of designing, that was something that I really took with me. I think in the industry, though, it is a male-dominated industry.
How do you deal with that?
Admittedly, in the beginning, there were a lot of tears or just lots of frustration because I had to learn to speak my truth, not only lovingly, but also firmly. I am so grateful, and God is good because He surrounded me with a good team, with great consultants that actually listened. I think the most important part was my humility entering into this project, knowing that I didn't know much about it. So I never claimed to be an expert in anything, and very humbly spoke to our consultants with an open mind, an open heart, and just open period to whatever it was that they could share with me to be able to create a solid, great building for this country. This space, for example, it's a whole floor dedicated just to the tenants of this building. So everybody can come here at any time, be able to have their meetings here. Kung nasabon ka ng boss mo and you just need a place to come down here, you can have a great cup of coffee, some merienda. There's some games on the table as well. So we really provided spaces to give back.
How did Menarco development start, and what was the concept like, and who did you consult? Since you humbly said that you had no background in architecture or building buildings.
Yes. Menarco Development Corporation started in 2013, thereabouts. It was a company that I had founded with the support of my family, my father, my mother, hoping to be able to do something different in the construction field, the real estate field of the Philippines. When I do things, I typically don't stick to what has been done. So it was important for me to have that freedom to start a new company and run it by my values. My family was very supportive with that. Menarco stands for creating humanity-centered spaces. So right now, we could build a building, but next year, we could do a mass housing project. But the point is really going that extra mile and seeing what the people that you are creating something for really need. So it's not me saying, kailangan nila ganito, 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 and then pag move in, hindi naman pala magagamit. It's really more about dialogue with the people, that the end users of the product or the building, or it could be a hospital. It's being able to provide spaces that really cater to their needs. So
you like to create whatever
I
it
do.
may be.
That's true.
You
That's
create
true.
something
Yes.
with love, with humility, and with
Yes.
the passion to do your best.
That was what I sought out to do. It's something that they appreciate so much, and I think it's because there's a lot of love that goes into it.
Yes. Anything that you put your heart to, or that you set your mind to, you do it 100%.
Yeah.
Are you like that as a boss?
I really strive for excellence, but I also recognize that not everybody will have the same set of standards that I have. And being a very empathetic person, typically I will guide someone into realizing what needs to be done. I have learned so much from my dad in that aspect, and my mom, making sure that you take other people's feelings, other people's abilities into consideration, and at the same time work towards bringing out the best in them.
Next, Carmen shares her dreams of a greener and more sustainable country. Coming up on Leading Women. Ever since she was a child, real estate developer Carmen Jimenez-Ong has embraced her creative side, something that she carries with her until today. Carmen, let's go back to your childhood. What do you like most about your childhood that you have carried on to adulthood?
Oh, I'd like to answer that as, what am I most grateful for? I'm most grateful for the faith that my parents somehow inculcated in us. They really modeled it. And with that, I've learned that we need to be good stewards, that these things are just entrusted to us, that we think about what is infinite, not really what is finite.
The influence of your parents on the decisions that you make. Like, for example, now that you're an adult, you had Menarco development. Did they influence you in a way to do this?
They encouraged me very much to do this. In terms of what's inside, I think my parents are very gentle people. They will not dictate to you what you should do. They gave me a lot of freedom. And with that, I gave back a lot of respect, a lot of ideas that I felt would make us good stewards of what we've been entrusted with. For example, this space, you can only imagine, I suppose, the rent that we're losing by not renting this out. But in the end, when you look at all the studies about productivity, about giving back, about workers needing a space for campfires and for caves, my family was very ready to support. So I think I'd also earned their respect as I was building this, so that they were ready to provide what I felt was needed to build a building that is not just a structure, but is really a community, that is really a space that helps people do their best work. The longer you spend time in Menarco Tower, the healthier you will become. As developers, it would be so wonderful if more of us stopped looking just at the quantitative measures, how much profit, how many square meters, maximizing the space for rental, but instead look at the qualitative aspects of development and really think of it more as a stewardship. You only have one chance to build a building. It's not like you can tear it down easily and build another if you make mistakes. So might as well really give it your all. Mix in some love in there for your fellow man and churn out the best that you can.
How should Filipinos understand and appreciate sustainable architecture, green architecture, a building like Menarco, who is the healthiest building in Southeast Asia?
You know, I think more and more Filipinos are becoming more discerning. As responsible developers, we can really influence the people in our buildings. More and more Filipinos, as they come into this building, really notice and feel a difference. For those that are sensitive to their surroundings, they have definitely felt the air. They have felt more productive as they work here or as they stay here.
This kind of thinking which you take home with you, which your family understands and absorbs and shares with other members of the community. What is it like to be able to teach the next generation, your kids? What is it like to talk to your husband about your dreams and goals and the future of sustainable architecture or sustainable development in the country?
Just that makes me so excited. It really, because then there's a deeper purpose to doing this. If I am given the chance to share not only to my husband, my children, to the next generation and to the current generation, about creating spaces that really make a difference and that uplift the human being and how it contributes to one's productivity, to one's well-being, to one's welfare, to one's health. I think that would mean for me like a life well lived.
It's expansion and learning and inspiration that we are all gathered here to learn more about that act that we can do to help save the environment.
Yes, and people at the same time. You know, I think a lot of things are being replaced by machines, right? But this type of awareness, of social consciousness, is something that only we humans can impart to other humans. So in that sense, there's really a great calling for you, for us, to be able to share the effect that we can have. It doesn't need to be something this big. I mean, you know, it can be even in just your own home. It can be as simple as putting a plant. Studies have shown that when you place a plant, it really helps clear the mind. It helps uplift the spirit. Even things like going out in the sunshine, to be able to walk for a few minutes in a day. We don't think about that because we go from work to home, ride your car or go for your transportation. But in the end, it's just being conscious about exposing yourself to the things that really matter. That's one of the things that the awareness, diba, of that would really help a lot of Filipinos.
A breath of fresh air, just like the air that you so kindly share with us here at Menarco Tower, the humility that you remind us to have, and the passion that you encourage everyone around you to have in their hearts and to keep and to share with everyone. Thank you very much, Carmen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Angel. It was a pleasure to be here and to spend the afternoon with you.
Thank you.
Made me cry with that.
but it's
You
true.
get it.